So let's take that for a second. Because you are younger and you have so many credits and you also grew up in the industry, how do you take that when people do challenge you? Because I could see people that have been here for years and maybe there's some resentment and they feel jealous starting to do these attacks. And I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just saying that that's the nature of this town because it is tough to live here. Maybe it's just human nature. I don't know. I'd like not to think that. But
I mean, I have a ton of work experience, so I think that kind of speaks for itself. In the short amount of time that I've been working, I've learned so much and done so much. I mean, I've ran crews of 90 to 150 people, some of which didn't even speak English. And I managed to get it all done. And I dealt with floods and crazy stuff. So at the end of the day, if people want to hate on me for what I do, I feel like that's just jealousy speaking. And instead of trying to put that negative energy towards me, they should put that negative energy towards a script about why they want to kill me or something. And now they have a horror movie. They should do that. That'd be great. But ultimately, I think they should they should use that energy for positive stuff, creation, and to just be mad at somebody because they're doing well. It is silly because at the end of the day, like, everybody has their peaks and valleys. I've done well. Sometimes I don't do well, but I continue to work hard and I continue to push myself and keep going. And that's the important thing. You have to just keep going. And I think when you spend so much time getting mad about somebody else's success, you forget about your own and you forget about focusing on your own. Because I remember when I first started doing this, I saw, filmmakers and I was like, well, I don't know why this person is getting, like, a huge budget feature instead of being genuinely happy for them. And then I started realizing, no, I should be genuinely happy for them because them doing that and them getting that feature, that proves that it's possible. And that proves that this is not just a fantasy. It proves that you can go and make a little $5,000 movie and get a huge budget feature. You can go and make a couple movies and win a bunch of awards and suddenly become, a filmmaking sensation in horror or whatever genre you're doing. And you can do that. You can make a little movie that goes to Sundance. You can do that. And instead of being the type of person that gets angry that other people are doing that and you're not, realize that it could possibly be your turn later and just fall in love with the idea that it's still a possibility rather than a fantasy.
when you encounter that resistance, let's say you're on set and you're leading a crew of a number of people, how do you deal with it?
Um, I show them professionalism and I show them respect, and I hope to get the same respect back. I remember I was working with a a key on one of my films. I won't say what position or who they are, but they were significantly older than me, and they were like 50, 54, and they did not like the fact that a 21-year-old was telling them what to do. So much so that they would be like, I'd ask them to do something and they'd be like, will you go fuck yourself? And I'd be like, okay. So I ended up, you know, putting up with it and finding nice ways, because I never lose my cool on set. I will never, nobody on my sets have ever seen me screaming at anybody. Nobody has ever seen me, you know, flip out. If I have a problem with somebody, I pull them off to the side and talk with them. I have a sidebar about it. Nobody sees me lose my cool. And it's important because when you're on set, you are the captain of the ship if you're a director, and you have to have a calm, cool, easy breezy way of dealing with things. And if you don't, and you're not able to handle all the chaos, then everybody from your grips to your PAs to everybody feels that negative energy, and it brings them all down. Everybody feels it. The actors feel it the most. So you have to always be able to expel that negative energy and be on set and deal with it. And I've always had people that don't like how young I am. But when I show them a professional courtesy, and when they are being a douche and I am not, and I'm being kind and just explaining my thoughts and what I want, and I exert, you know, confidence. I'm not sure if exert's the right word, but confidence. I show confidence, and at the end of the day, that's what gains their respect. And now that person who was against me and didn't like me and was much older than me, would work with me any day and has said many times they want to work with me again.
That same person.
That same person. And it's important to always show everyone respect on your sets and always treat everybody as equals, no matter what their position is. I spend the entire day before I start making a movie, I spend days looking through the entire crew and cast list so I know everybody's names. So when I meet them, I can say, nice to meet you, and I say their name. Because I think it's important that if I'm the director, that they feel special, that I know who they are. No matter what, if it's a 10-person crew or if it's a 100-person crew, I find it important to know every single person from it. My actors, even if they're a day player, to the only people I don't know are the extras because they get cast the day before, sadly. But I know the people that are working with me, and it's important to show that. And because they're starting from the bottom, but they'll be somewhere someday too, and you want to instill into them that type of respect so that they will show that to people when they have their own crews. And I think it's really important to continue to do that. So when people are against me for my age, I kind of just laugh it off and show them otherwise by how I handle myself and how I'm talking right now and being right now. This is how I am on set. I never talk louder than this. I talk very calm, collected, and I think it's important to stay that way. And it's also important to realize that the people on your set, you are the captain of the ship, but the people on your set are your crew of your ship. And a captain is only as strong as their crew. And why you are surrounded by so many creative and brilliant minds is because film is a collaborative medium. It's a living, breathing thing. And just because you didn't come up with the idea to include something in your film or to do a certain shot or to do a certain thing doesn't mean that if somebody has that idea and it's a good idea, you should just not do it because you didn't have the idea. It's your idea to include it if it fits the overall vision. So listen to your navigator, who's your DP. If your DP thinks that it's a much better shot to do this, hear him out. See the shot. See what it's like. And realize that it's important to collaborate because you don't want to be so blind with hubris that you're only looking through a tunnel vision. Have your vision, have what you want, and see if other people's ideas can fit into that vision. Because usually contention comes from people feeling that they're not being creatively heard.